All right, so I just wanted to do a quick review of the original 58 volt line versus the new 56 volt line. This isn't going to be an in-depth technical video, wind speed, battery life, cutting capability. This is just more a comparison of ergonomics, quality concerns, and the main defect, which should be fixed. So please keep that in mind. I think there's a lot of other videos out there on YouTube that are really good for actual comparisons. Just for example, I've used a couple other brand chainsaws. I just used the DeWalt today. They're all awesome in my opinion, and I don't think it can go wrong. So big thing I noticed, chargers. The new chargers, lighter weight. It's not much of a difference, but the LEDs are actually easier to see. Batteries are easier to put in and out because it's sliding this way instead of vertical. So little things like that. It's lighter, but I don't think that really matters. And then you can buy another charger that is a quick charger. It's around $110, but I'm not going to buy it because I don't need that. This homeowner. The blowers. Performance felt similar. On the new one, the tube definitely feels a little cheaper and there's no metal ring on it. However, the handle feels better. So you have a rubberized textured grip here, which I think feels better. The turbo button is more obvious. On this one, it's not as obvious. And then just the trigger assembly, I think actually is a little better. They did have this weird little hook. I couldn't find it in the packaging. Doesn't matter. I wasn't going to put a hook on there anyways, so it's no big deal. And then you can fit the 2.5 amp hour or the 5 amp hour battery on here. So main thing I miss about this, the metal at the tip for dragging it on the ground, but that tip is replaceable. And then the material's better. Trimmers, next one. So I had the original trimmer that cut out too. So this is actually my third Echo trimmer. I loved the 58 volt one. The only bad thing, if you could say that, was it wasn't compatible with the PAS system. So you couldn't put on any attachments. On this one, it's compatible. Only thing I'm not sure about is on this model, it's plastic. I'm not sure, good or bad. I don't know how it'll hold up. This is homeowner use, not professional. So it's probably good enough. If not, I'm sure it's a cheap part to replace as time goes on. The handles are a little different. I actually really like this style of handle. I think it's extremely comfortable, but it's also straight. This one is tilted a bit, so I feel it's more for right-handers. But as far as I know, the head, the shield, all that's the same. Again, the grip, I think the grip on the new one's a little better. They moved the button to the top from the side for high and low, but that's pretty much the same as far as I'm concerned. And the battery is easier to access and easier to see your charge capability, because on here it would go this way. It would be at the top, but it's very perpendicular, so it's easier to see. Hedge clippers, never really used it. I used it one time. It was because I had the 4 amp hour battery. It was way too heavy. It was the same as the gas. I never really liked this safety switch on these. The new one's improved where they put this way. So I think this is a lot better. On the original, you had to push it forward. It was awkward. This one, it's easier. Just you're pulling it back, more of a natural way motion in my opinion. The shield for the blades is definitely cheaper, but that's just the shield. But it is way cheaper. It was actually distorted in the box and it took a set. So, and then of course the grip, I think the grip's nicer on the new one. So one thing to notice is see how even this is, and your thumb when you hold something kind of goes out. On these, it definitely feels better in my opinion. And the battery goes in a little angle. That's no big deal. Chainsaws, pretty much the same, except the new one is 18 inches where the original 16 inches. But the trigger is better. That's all I can say. Hopefully it doesn't leak, because the original is known for the oil leaking. This one leaks, the current one I have, and this has been the most heavily used tool here. But overall, the new chainsaw looks good. I've got the 5 amp hour battery in it. I like they changed the cap too. So the original cap on the 58 volt, I would use the screwdriver for it. Seemed like it was always leaking though. Another thing, on the original, the tension on the side. On the new one, the tension's also on the side. Kind of wish it would have been toolless. That DeWalt one I tried earlier today was toolless. I thought that's awesome. I really like it, but oh well. And then also the grips, you know, they do wrap around the whole machine. I think the safety is a little better too, especially if you're right-handed, you know, your thumb goes there. Where on this one, it was this top-mounted trigger. But overall, okay, that last thing before I forgot, batteries. So hopefully the batteries are fixed. I've had 4 batteries on my original ones. I had 2 now because 2 went bad. But they were also known that if you let them die completely, you couldn't charge them. It was with the battery management system, very poor design. And hopefully that's fixed on the new ones. I've tried to look up any complaints on these. I don't see any information yet, maybe because the system's too new. I believe it's been out a year. Anyways, that's just my initial impressions on these tools. Again, I didn't want to go into an in-depth review because I feel like most people have already experienced some of the battery operated tools, that they know what they're getting into, they know the power. It's really just the differences between the original 58 volt and the second generation 56 volt eForce. All right, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. One thing I forgot, it seems like the new batteries are easier to remove. The old ones, you had to push and it definitely latched more. Maybe it's because it was vertical. But anyways, the new ones just are easier to pull it in and out. Forgot to mention that. Thanks again.